Curly barely dodged a bullet, but now death has set its sights on a duo, and by seating order, only these two are left. While Wendai was scrolling through photos, he noticed a girl wearing a bracelet that belonged to his sweet sister, who was already at the fireworks party. The lines were dead, but luckily Kevin nearby, Wendai asked him to watch his sister till he arrived. While worried about his sister, they finally checked their photos. Wendes was fine, but Kevin seemed overexposed. His photo resembled flames licking his face, with BBQ smoke and metal clinking nearby. With fireworks everywhere, any slip-up could cause a fire. Two troublemakers ran to play with sparklers, and Kevin stopped abruptly. His sister showed up on the scene, and Kevin rushed over to explain, but you know how stubborn teenage girls can be. Those little hoodlums were at it again. They saw a horse get spooked by the fireworks and decided to light firecrackers right under its feet. The firecrackers exploded, the horse panicked, and it bolted straight toward where his sister was. "To liar, run. Hurry up, come on. Julie, hold on a moment. Go ahead, run." Kevin rescued again, and when this team asked who she sat with, before his sister could respond. Suddenly, her best friend got taken down, and the next target seemed to be Kevin. Wendai hurried to save Kevin, but next in line was his own turn. He looked up only to see Kali striding over with an ominous expression. Turns out, Kali attributed the death of his girlfriend to Wendai, firmly believing that if he managed to handle Wendai, all of his troubles would come to an end. "I won't perish. Wendai, it's you who will meet your demise. Life is always unpredictable and ever-changing." Unbeknownst to him, his interference made death skip Wendai, and naturally the order circled back to fast forward 6 months. Everything seemed calm and peaceful until Wendai bumped into his long-lost sister on the subway. The siblings were chatting away when they noticed the familiar group in the corner. Here's a crazy coincidence in a big city. 3 people on death's radar ended up in the same place again, bubbling up a wave of unease in Wendy's chest. Wendai, 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 Wendai. Everything just felt like a bad dream, but this time, the people in the car really sensed the danger. "Are you okay? What's wrong?" "The car is having issues, oh no." "You again, we need to get out of here." "No way, today is a no parking day." The scariest part of the Death series is its realism, like that brutal car race crash from the 4th installment, inspired by the deadliest 1955 racing accident. If you think movies are fictional, one movie and reality overlap. Unexpected deaths might be Death's script. Watch the movie first, real stories follow. Our main guy Nick returned to his seat, but sat down hard enough to break the chair. He brushed it off, but a cowboy hat landed right in front of them. His girlfriend Lucy missed a crucial moment in the game because of it, while a rowdy couple right next to them had their view blocked. He didn't hold back and shouted directly at the 2 kids. Thought the noise was too loud, so their mum used sanitary pads as earplugs. Nick and Hunter chuckled, but the guard wasn't idle. He dealt swiftly with the rude guy who thought it was okay to put his feet on someone else's lap, and the car zoomed past, shaking the stands. Nick shot a glance at his broken. Looking up, he noticed the overhead beams looked risky too, and a knees crept over him as he spotted a barrel of oil tipped over, making a mess in the corner. One race car zoomed by and barely missed the oil puddle. That's the thrill of watching cars race, but what they didn't see was that the valve screws were loosened, and a gust from a passing car blew a poster right onto Nick. He picked it up and realized it was a tribute to all the drivers who died in crashes, and when he glanced up, he noticed an old guy's shirt boldly proclaimed, "Then you die." This bizarre scene chilled him to the bone. It felt like the air was thick with eerie vibes. Meanwhile, a few cars entered the pit. Nick was enveloped in a chilling aura, and the sensation from earlier made his spine tingle as several race cars rolled into the pit. The workers were fueling up while inserting a screwdriver to ground themselves, but a little blunder sent a car careening out with the tool still attached. As the vehicle's speed continued to climb at an increasingly equivocal rate, the screwdriver eventually came to rest on the racing track, ultimately resulting in a tragic turn of events. "Ah. Hey, look. There's an exit over there. Let's hurry and evacuate. Time is reshaping itself, but the truth is revealed. It was all merely Nick's hallucination." But everything felt strangely familiar. The cowboy hat guy, the mom using pads as earplugs, and the furious couple. And that intimidating security guard. All those elements made Nick feel like death was creeping in, and when he spotted that grey race car rolling into the pit, his fear exploded. "We have to go. What's happening?" "No, I have $500. We're staying."